Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Overcoming Graduation with Brian Drury, a show where I work to teach you everything I wished I'd known about life to help you graduate to the next level in your own. And today is another installment of the Morning Commute. And in today's Morning Commute, we're going to be talking about jumping to conclusions. For anybody who's new to this, the Morning Commute is a shorter form episode where I will take my time, literally on my drive to work in my day job, to record a quick, powerful message for you, something that you can share, easily digest, and maybe listen to on your ride to work. So let's talk about jumping to conclusions. The other day, I came home after a day at work that ended up being much longer than expected, was hungry, needed to cook, and as many of you know, if you've been listening to these installments, that my friend Jonathan Fischer and I are preparing our first ever co-hosted live event called Beyond Belief, which will be happening June 30th in Santa Monica, California, from 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the City Garage Theater. So we are super excited about that, but now that we've got the event set up, we've got the venue booked, we've got the webpage built, we've got the ticket sale piece built, it's all ready to go. Now it's like, all right, we got to fill some seats. So neither of us have done this type of thing before and rented out a theater, and now we're selling tickets. So it's like, all right, how do we do this? So first thing, when you're taking on something new, especially if it's out of your comfort zone, and especially if it's something that you really want, you're not going to know everything. If you knew everything about it, it wouldn't be exciting, it wouldn't be interesting, it wouldn't call to you or pull you, because there is real magic and beauty in the unknown, and there's real beauty and magic in what we haven't discovered yet. That's where we pursue, that's where we explore, and that's what leads to some of the greatest discoveries in our life, because you can't discover something that's right there in front of you, always has been, unless you choose to look at it differently. So you can experience different realities in the same place in the same moment if you choose to discover different things about it. But if you're in the same place, same mental state, and don't allow yourself to see the different opportunities in front of you, it will end up looking the same. So in these situations, just know when you want to do something big, beautiful, wonderful, really it's going to have these unpredictable components. Like when I said I want to try mixed martial arts, sure, I did karate when I was a kid, but that was probably 8 to 10 years prior at the time, like back when I was it would have been college, so it would have been more than 10 years. So at that point, I wanted to try it, but I was like, I don't know if there's any schools in the area. I don't know what it's going to cost. I don't know what the training schedule is like, or if it would work with my schedule. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. And physically, will I like it? It's like all these different things come up. But like so many things in life, you'll only know if you try. And if you really want to do the big things in life, prove it to yourself through action. Don't just keep saying it. And the big things in your life don't need to be, book a theater with 10,000 people and give a 6-day seminar, which is not what we're doing. Just to clarify, our event has 48 seats, but but eventually I do, and John and I both do want to be filling stadiums. And so this is a step towards that. What I'm saying is your goal doesn't need to be something that other people consider to be monumental to be big to you. Because maybe you really want to write a book and you never want to publish it. You don't want to share it. You don't want accolades. You don't want to become a bestseller. You really just want to write a book because you want to write a book. And knowing that you wrote it and having that manuscript or having that copy sitting on your shelf is all you need. And so some people might be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, you're not publishing it, so to me that's a different level of a goal. Other people might be like, that's so incredible that you took the time to do it. But what is it really about? It's not about them. It's about you. Even if your goal, a big goal, was to organize that one shelf and just clean it up, and you might be so stoked and thrilled about it, and other people will be like, dude, it's just a shelf. Like, it probably took you 30 minutes. But maybe it took you 10 years to touch that shelf because that was the shelf that your mom or dad made for you, and they passed away, and there was so much emotion around it. Like, the gravity of accomplishments and the gravity of really taking time to do certain things is not defined by the external. It is defined by the individual. It's defined by each of us. What is significant and what is not is totally up to you. Someone might be insanely stoked about the Star Wars Solo movie coming out. Someone else might not even know what that is and have no idea. So you see what I'm saying there. So back to jumping to conclusions. I came home after a long day. Things didn't go as planned. I had planned to come home maybe around 5:36, eat real quick or cook up some dinner, then get into it, and I'd have 2 to 3 hours to work on promoting the event or getting things done for the event or reaching out to radio stations, whatever, you name it, to try and promote the event more. And best laid plans fall off. So a great question in these moments is, what can I do? Because a lot of people will go, well, my plan fell off and I can't do what I planned, so fuck it, I'm out. That's like with exercise. I plan to work out for an hour and a half or 2 hours. I only have 20 minutes. It's not even worth it. I'm not going to waste my time. For anybody who uses that bullshit excuse, because that is one of the biggest bullshit excuses, grab a 20-minute Tabata workout off YouTube, and you will never, ever again say that you cannot get a great workout in 20 minutes. When I was doing my last job where I traveled 50% of the year around the world, I was in all these different places. I was in some hotels that had gyms, some that didn't. I was in different time zones. 20 to 30-minute Tabatas and power yoga routines were 90% of what I did. HIIT workouts, Tabata, so HIIT being HIIT, so high-intensity interval training. Tabata is another form of workout with 20 seconds of activity, 10 seconds of rest for 4-minute cycles, and so that's kind of a set. And then power yoga is power yoga. But those things, those little things, led to me being able to not only stay in shape, but get in better shape while traveling with unpredictable diet, unpredictable gym. So if you catch yourself lying to yourself and saying it's not possible because you don't have the original amount of time, what can you do? Because sure, people say, I'd love to put 5 hours a day into my dream. You fill in the blank, whatever that dream is, mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, whether it's business related, whether it's travel related, you name it. I'd love to just sit down and dedicate it. One, I call bullshit on that. Most people wouldn't. Here's why. Most people would just dick around on Netflix, scroll through their phone. Most people would procrastinate or avoid because they either don't believe that they deserve the accomplishments, are worthy of the accomplishments, or it's so far out of their comfort zone that they get pushed into inaction, which might sound funny. I don't even like how I said that. They might get stuck in inaction. That's better. So they might get stuck in inaction because their brain, their fight or flight response, something in the book, One Small Step, it talks about the way I believe it's your amygdala in the brain that controls the fight or flight response. When you try to take on something big or something that you deem as so different and so new, the more out there, the bigger it is, the more unusual for you it is, the more likely you are to trigger your fight or flight response, which means that your brain, out of a protectionistic trying to keep you alive mentality, goes, that could kill us, just because, again, and the way we define our identity is a construct that we have based off how we see ourselves and how we see reality and how we see what is normal, what's right, all of these things. So your brain goes, we could die, and whether it's a physical death of like, oh my God, if we tried to jump the Grand Canyon on a bike, we could die, or if it's just an out of the comfort zone. Oh, if I walked up to that girl at the bar and she rejected me and everyone laughed, that would kill my identity or my sense of self-worth or self-confidence because I'm placing that in someone else's judgment of me. So therefore, I'm not even going to do it because if I did and she said no, that would kill me. Again, kill the sense of identity or self. So don't get caught up in what you can't do. Ask yourself what you can do. Work to create consistency. If you want to put an hour to something every day, you can. Create the time. Take the time. Because we don't get more. The people that are successful in life don't have more time. And the more you go, yeah, but they have assistants and they have this. Yeah, but they didn't always. They had to work to get there. So don't let the victim mentality take over your life to the point where you're always pointing to why you can't be who you want to be because someone else has something or was given something or has more money. That's all bullshit. Because most of the people that get wealthy, get prestige, fame, notoriety, and stay there and continue to grow. And I'm talking about wealth in all aspects, not health, wealth, relationships, not just money. There are people who continue to grow and develop and had to work through things. Even if they were given $1 million, some people might go, oh, if I had $1 million, it'd be easy to start a business. No, it's fucking not. No, it's not. Don't bullshit yourself. It's like, if I gave whoever's listening, if I gave you $1 million to start a business in an industry, in an area that you had no experience with, you would still have to learn everything. Oh, I'll just hire consultants. Great. How do you know you can trust who you're hiring? What do you know about creating good business relationships? What do you know about vetting people so you know this person isn't just blowing smoke up your ass and going to take advantage of you? There is a lot to learn in starting a business. There is a lot to learn in taking care of your health. There is a lot to learn in any of these areas, but here's the caveat. You don't need to learn everything to take action now or have massive results. You don't need to learn everything about the human body or everything about your physicality in order to be able to get in ridiculously good shape. And I'm not just talking about aesthetically. I'm talking about you feel great, you've got energy and all of that. So, back to jumping to conclusions. And what I like about these morning commute episodes is they often start with an idea and then will shift as I'm going through them. That's part of the fun. That's part of the fun of having my own show is there's no one vetting this. There's no one that says I can or can't. It's my show, and I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. So, back to jumping to conclusions, because this is an important one, and I caught myself in it, and I was like, I want to share this. Come home after this long day. Been having trouble with my personal computer for probably over a year. I've dropped it a couple times, had some battery issues, and apparently just the Sony computers are not the best ones. I always got them because I like the advertising, I feel like, but they have not lasted. Lots of issues. So I come home after this long day, I go upstairs, I said, listen, all right, I've only got an hour. So what can I do in an hour? Because part of me was like, dude, you don't have all the time. There's no way you're going to get all that done. I said, what's the most important thing? Again, prioritization is huge. So then I said, okay, I want to do this, this, and this. And these two things I committed to John. I said, I will do them today. So I'm going to stick to my word. My word is very important to me. It's like, that's one of the most important things to me. And if I was really unable to, for some reason, like unable, not too tired, or I don't feel like it, if I was unable, I would communicate that. It's a big thing in business, in friendship, in any relationship, really. And so I said, I'm going to knock these things out. Open up my computer, push the button, nothing. Unplug it, replug it, again, nothing. Battery in and out, nothing. Tried a bunch of different things, and I go, here it is. Here's the day. Here's what I've been waiting for. The day that it just doesn't start, it dies. How am I going to back up all the data that's on there? I haven't backed up in a while. Oh man, I'm going to have to pay somebody to try and fix it. It might be better just get a new one. Maybe I'll just get a new one this weekend. I start going down this whole laundry list of things, but then this other voice came in and said, hey man, have you checked everything that you can about this? And what needs to get done right now? And is there another way to do it? And I said, okay, there's a couple other things I want to check on the computer before I go out and buy something new. Right now, I can jump on another computer, right? I've got I've got this other laptop. Okay, I'll use this one, or an iPad, or on the phone, and say, all right, what are my other options? Okay, I'll do it on there. Great. I did the work that I needed to do, and before bed I said, wait a second, I unplugged the power strip, or the power cable like 2 days ago. Did I ever plug it back in? I haven't used the computer since then. Look under my desk, and you guessed it, plug is unplugged. Plugged it back in, pushed the button, started up like normal. So, the lesson here is, where are you jumping to conclusions in your life and saying that you drastically need to change, you need to take massive action to correct things, when in reality, you just need to put the plug back into the power strip. In reality, you just need to refuel and recharge yourself a little bit more so you have more to give. In reality, you just need to have one conversation. You just need to take one small step. All you need to do is write the first line of your book. All you need to do is talk to a stranger, to start getting out of your comfort zone and your fear of being judged, or your insecurity or shyness. All you need to do is walk up to that one person and say, I'd really like to take you on a date. And no that either way, you win. Because if they say, not for me, you didn't, then you weren't right for each other. Because if you were, you would have been. And if they say, great, you realize how much bullshit you were feeding yourself about your limitations. So it's a win-win, guys. So today, I'm going to challenge you to identify one area where you're jumping to conclusions. Ask, what could be the simple answer that you're missing? And then go find out. See if it really is. Check on yourself. Find out your truth. Find out what truth you've been hiding from yourself, especially when part of me kind of wants to get a new computer. Part of me wants to, now I have to, but I know I don't need it yet. That's the thing. So where are you ignoring facts to try and convince yourself of the truth that you want versus facing the real truth, the real reality, and saying, okay, hey, listen, I have it, I'm going to work with it, and I'm going to continue to use this until I reach the point where I need to make a change. Because I really don't. It's like, yeah, of course I want a faster processor. I want this, I want that. But I don't need it. So, where in your life are you jumping to conclusions? And where can you challenge the conclusions you're getting to find out what your truth really is? All right, everyone. That is it for this morning's Morning Commute. I love you guys. Thank you all for listening. As I stated in the episode, my friend Jonathan Fischer and I will be putting on our first ever co-hosted live event called Beyond Belief. It is going to be June 30th, 2018 in Santa Monica, California from 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we are going to take you through a day of playing, loving, learning, laughing, working towards a life that is beyond belief in health, wealth, and relationships. By the end of that day, we guarantee that you will have started taking action towards a life that is beyond belief or your money back. If you don't get massively, exceedingly, tremendously more value than you invest, then we will absolutely refund your ticket, no questions asked. The tickets are only $47, which John and I have said we should be charging a lot more because the value we're going to be delivering is going to be significantly way far and beyond what we're charging. But because we're doing this for the first time, we want more people to be available. We know there's people that can't attend the multi-hundred, multi-thousand-dollar conferences that John and I have worked to get to so that we can share these messages. We want to make this accessible. We want this to be something that anyone can enjoy. We want people to see how tremendously one day, one thought, one concept, one activity can change your life. So if you'd like to join us, you can visit overcominggraduation.com. You'll see the link right up top. It's going to be the first thing you see on the webpage. Or reach out to me directly at brian@overcominggraduation.com if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to share the details. And to make it even easier, you can even just go down to the show notes for this episode. The link will be right there. You can click it, pick up your ticket, and we will see you there. I love you guys. Have a fantastic day, and I will hopefully see you soon in Santa Monica.